Hi, third spitballing session of the day. And this is going to talk about like reforms, commentators' response to Restore's attitude towards immigration and deportation. And immediately it's becoming, well, you can't do this, you racist, and you can't keep deporting mass communities. Um, let's break it down then, shall we? Because I watched Alex Phillips interviewing young Bob, and he's like 17-year-old, but it's not particularly difficult from what I can make out of it. You've got a whole host of illegal immigrants. Should be zero tolerance immediately on that. Every single one, without exception, doesn't matter what the conditions of it are, immediate deportation. Full stop. There's been a lot of spurious amounts of visas granted by the Home Office for millions of people in the UK. And I would start going through every single goddamn one of them. I mean, you're talking barely 75, barely 20% are actually come over on work visas. And even them probably don't even meet the basic criteria for self-sufficiency and cost. The Boris wave and Rishi Sunak making ridiculous deals with Indian government for allowing, and the Labour government has just recently done it. All them, every single one needs re-examining. If they're relocating with an entire family, like a wife and kids, and I know from personal experience that's happening because I live in an apartment block where 30% now are Indian immigrants with families, not English born, all immigrants. Every single goddamn one needs re-examining. There are millions of people here who have zero right to be here. Zero. So, yeah, they could start with all them. And then you start going through who's been granted right to remain. Why? And then you go back to the basics, like, nobody agreed to this. It's been imposed on us. And it's telling us, oh, we just got to accept it now because it'd be wrong. Fuck wrong. None of them should have been here in the first place. And nobody, and I'm kind of like on my side of the fence, have got any faith in the institutions that allowed them to be here in the first place and granted them visas in the first place and allowed them to be in the country in the first place. So no, we're all on board with millions of people being deported. And you'd be able to do that without too much hassle. Anyway, tell me what you think. Bye now.